Hello, welcome to my workshop. This workshop had been done, it took place last week, but I thought that it is a good idea if I recorded it. So I'm doing it again here, recording it and offering it for free. So my name is Ioanna and I am a twin flame, and my twin is living in another country. We are not a couple anymore because this was a very, very difficult and challenging relationship. But let's talk about that a little bit later. Okay, I'm sharing my screen. Okay, so I'm an inner awareness and twin flames coach, and I'm also a mental health and relationships counselor, and a flow code coach, and also I'm a social services professional accredited by the official body of the country that I'm living in. So welcome to the workshop. And our short introduction. So this is a workshop about how you can meet your twin flame in the fifth dimension for a moment in time. So what is the fifth dimension? It will be mentioned a little bit later. So some people may think that fifth dimension is something fancy, colorful, and with firecrackers and I don't know what. Basically, it's not that. This is my opinion and how I have experienced it. So this workshop is coming mostly from my experience and from some things that I have researched, I have studied, but it's mostly based on my experience. So it is for a moment in time, as I already said, which means that we will communicate, we will do our best to communicate with our twin flame and maybe to be there for our twin flame, to touch our twin flame, but it's just for a moment. Okay, don't expect from yourself to do that every moment or always. Some days can be a little bit different. Some moments can be also a little bit different. So what else we will do here? We will calm our body and raise our vibrations and attempt to meet and communicate mostly with our twin flame. In many cases, I would say in most cases, you may even notice that your twin flame may contact you during or after the workshop. I mean, I have, as I told you, this is part of my experience. And every time I'm doing that, I have my twin flame is communicating with me by sending messages or something, even though we are not as a couple anymore. But still, my twin flame is doing that, and this is remarkable. Of course, in order for your twin flame to start communicating with you during the workshop or right after the workshop, your twin flame should be open, should have an open heart to receive. Your twin flame should feel warm about your relationship, and your twin flame should be in a more, not exactly relaxed pace, but your twin flame should not be occupied with very stressful things like work or something. So it's better if you are patient, but yeah, it can happen. Okay, so I introduced already myself, and I have 2 questions. What are your expectations from this workshop? Just think for yourself. Of course, you are not here now to tell me and to discuss about that. And another question is, how do you imagine an encounter with your twin flame in the 5th dimension? What it is like? I give you some moments to think about it right now. Okay, so let's go to twin flames part 1. What and who are they? Well, Plato had described in his symposium, he described Aristophanes. Aristophanes was a satirical, he was a satirical, somehow philosopher. And he first mentioned about creatures that they were in one body. They were 2 creatures in one body. They had 4 arms, 4 legs, and those creatures that were in the same had the same sex were gay twin flames later. And heterosexual men and women are descended from androgynous creatures. Okay, so this is just a small detail. And twin flames part 2. So as I told you, I am a twin flame. My twin flame lives in another country. It was a turbulent relationship, and we decided that we can't be together as a couple. Sometimes, especially when I'm thinking about my twin flame, and whenever I'm doing those exercises that I describe in my course in Udemy, also in Academy of Ancient Magic, and in Greek in Thinkific, it's like that. And we will do, in this workshop, we will do 2 of these exercises. So a twin flame is sometimes referred to as a mirror soul or other half. I don't believe in other halves. I mean, it is referred like that, but I believe that twin flames are 2 whole people that they maybe somehow, somewhere they were connected and united. It's also our different parts of self we all have, especially in periods of huge anxiety or in periods of grieving, in periods we are really feel like we are in pieces. This is how I see twin flames also in ourselves, and not only comparing with other people. So the primary feature of a romantic twin flames relationship is how intense, passionate, and thrilling it may be on the one hand, while also being demanding, difficult, provocative, challenging, and tiring on the other hand. I have to make a note here. It's not twin flames are not always a romantic relationship. We don't refer only to romantic or erotic relationship. A twin flame relationship can be any kind of relationship. It can be with your teacher. It can be somehow you have felt it when it happened, but for the sake of this workshop and for the sake of my courses and those, I'm dealing almost always with the romantic and erotic twin flames relationships. I don't know if in the future I may change and I will start dealing in general with twin flames relationship, but at the moment I'm dealing mostly with, at least my clients are bringing this topic about erotic and romantic twin flames relationship. So this is what I'm dealing with right now. So it has always two poles. Imagine like it is a coin, and you can see opposite sides of the same coin. There are two souls that were divided into two separate bodies, or two souls in one body that they were divided, and they are searching for each other, and they are searching each other until their full union. So there are two souls that want to reunite and become one after their separation. The fifth dimension. So in my courses, you will see some very simple explanations from my research about the other dimensions. Some theories are saying that there are 10 dimensions. Some other theories are saying that there are 11. Some other theories are saying that we can't count them. So, but for this workshop, let's see one paragraph about what is the fifth dimension. So in the fifth dimension, we can go anywhere in the past, present, or future, anywhere in the cosmos. So it's nothing extra fancy. And we can go somewhere, we can feel someone, we can be there in our energy field with our, I'm not sure if I'm saying the right words in English, because as you can hear, English is not my native tongue. So it's our energy body. Maybe this makes more sense. So what is inner awareness coaching? There are these topics mostly that I'm dealing with, which is the unconscious mind, the symbols, corrective emotional experience, and deep relaxation, and how they are divided. For example, unconscious mind is the shadow exposed to light, according to the theory of Carl Jung. You can find it in psychology, in analytic approach. And what about the symbols? Again, from Carl Jung, it's the archetypes. For example, the goddesses, the gods, or symbols that can be archetypes, and they are collective, for example, archetypes, or family archetypes sometimes, but archetypes mostly are concerning everybody, and they are the same for every culture. But sometimes every family can have some sub-symbols, sub-categories, or in a community also. We can see that in ancient civilizations. But mostly Jung was referring to the collective archetypes. Projection on cards, it can be any kind of cards. Dreams interpretation, but what I'm doing, I mean, Freud had first talked about dreams interpretation. What my approach is according to Jung and Gestalt, mostly Gestalt, in order to interpret dreams. And what about corrective emotional experience? Well, we all know that our parents are not perfect. We all know that, well, they did what they did. They did huge mistakes. They did some good things also, depending on how we have internalized them. But since they are human beings, and they did very, very, very nasty things sometimes, our a child could have been devastated for some of us and traumatic. Some of us may experience less or more trauma, but all of us are bearing some trauma. Exactly because our parents were not perfect. So all of them have made some mistakes, and this is causing trauma. And but the corrective emotional experience is what we can do about it in the here and now. So how we can teach, how we can find our inner child and how we can soothe our inner child, how we can be warm and compassionate to our inner child. So this is a whole process. And the last stage is the deep relaxation. And in my practice, I'm doing meditation, sometimes mindfulness meditation also, vocal toning, voice healing, as some people prefer to say, and sound healing also. And what about twin flames relationship coaching? Okay, there are two axes. So one is spiritual communication with your twin flame, and it's all about meeting and communicating with our twin flame. But the prerequisites are that we achieve a higher vibrational state, and we just hope that our twin flame has also is in a high vibrational state, so our twin flame can have the open heart to receive our communication. It's about coaching and guidance for your meetings with your twin flame in the 5D. So I'm coaching you and guide you in every step of the process. And it's about twin flames relationship. So it's about couples relationship. And it's also about how to improve the relationship with yourself, because this is where everything starts. Yes, we can talk about that in more in another workshop, I guess. So I want you to remember this wheel of emotion. I think first that made a wheel of emotion was Plutchik, or I'm not sure if I've pronounced his surname right. I brought this. Well, I'm having this wheel of emotions from Therapist Aid. Okay, it's a wonderful site that I'm using sometimes. I'm using their materials. So I want you to stare at this wheel of motions. Of course, there are many wheel of motions and much more complicated than this one, but I prefer to put here a more simple one. You can think emotions, basic emotions, as anger, fear, pain, and love. If you want to simplify things, it is in that order, because we are getting angry because we are afraid that we'll be hurt. So that's why we start with anger, fear, and pain, and in a separate category is love. But here you can see also, you can see grief, terror, admiration, ecstasy, vigilance, and so on. And with it's not very simple wheel of motion, but it is somehow. It's simple. It's more simple than comparing to others. So just stay here and please take a short look. you will find anyway the video. You can stop, you can pause the video and look at it more closely. So now it is the practical part of our workshop. And we start the practical part with a breathing exercise, which is the PLP breathing technique. PLP breathing technique is recommended by the American Lung Association and many clinics in the United States, and also they have in the country that I'm living now, they start to recommend also the PLP breathing technique. What is it about? It's about inhaling from nose, exhaling from mouth, and during the exhalation, imagine like you exhale from a straw, or like your lips are having the shape of oo, either a straw or oo, the vowel oo. We inhale short, we take shorter amount of air, and we exhale longer, much longer. This is the secret. Don't hear people saying that take a huge breath. No, because this is causing anxiety, and it stresses our body. Because after a while, instead of taking our breath to either the whole lobes or the lower lobes of our lungs, it is going up to the higher lobes. And do you know when we are breathing in, when we are taking the air in the higher lobes? Either when we are very stressed and we are in the fight or flight mode, or before dying. The last breaths are in the higher lobes. So when we are breathing full air, huge inhalation and short exhalation, then the air doesn't know where to go. And not only that, our cells don't receive the proper amount of air, and the rest of the air is going, I don't know where, because I'm not a doctor, but it's not going wherever it should. Cells should take the proper amount of air, not more, not less. So we don't want to give the impression to our unconscious mind that we are dying, or the lion is behind us hunting us. It's PLP breathing technique. I find it as a wonderful method to when we suffer from stress, to help us relax. It is also a method that many of us in singing, I used to be an opera singer, many of us in singing are using in our practice. Okay, I used to be an opera singer, so I was using it, and now I'm using it with my clients every weekend that I'm doing I'm doing vocal coaching. So PLP breathing technique is a must with my students, with my clients. So let's see a little bit of anatomy, so we will know what we will do. In our right side, our right lung, we have 3 lobes. In our left side, our lung has less lobes. You can say 1.5. It's a smaller space because we need our heart is going there, so it takes some space from the lungs. Under the lungs, we have the diaphragm. So the diaphragm is a big muscle that separates the lungs from the abdominals. When the diaphragm is going down, lower, then the lungs are taking more air. We create more space to the lungs, so they are receiving more air. And the air, if our lungs are working properly, is going to the deeper, to the bottom of the lungs. If you hear breathe deeply, then it's okay, because it means that your diaphragm is going low. You can imagine when you are breathing in, when you inhale, that you let your belly totally free, and you allow your diaphragm go down by gravity and go to the floor. Imagine that on the floor there is a very beautiful silver pillow. So when you inhale and you have your whole system relaxed, your diaphragm is going down softly on the pillow that is on the floor. So allow in your inhalation your diaphragm relax on the pillow on the floor. When you exhale, I remind you that you are using the straw, and your inhalations are short, your exhalations are long. So let's do a little bit of that. Inhale from nose, exhale from mouth. Remember the straw. Inhale from nose, exhale from mouth, long exhalation. Inhale from nose, exhale from mouth. Short inhalation from nose, long exhalation from mouth. Inhale, exhale. Now find a spot on the wall that is in front of you. Find a small spot. Let your glance be absorbed by this spot. Look at this spot intensively and see yourself into that spot. Take your time and be into that spot. Now continue on breathing with the PLB technique. Inhale from nose, exhale from mouth. Short inhalation from nose, long exhalation. Short inhalation, long exhalation. Short inhalation, long exhalation. And now let's go on with the second exercise, which is calling your twin flames name and send your energy waves through calling them. If you haven't done so far, just now find a comfortable and peaceful place to sit or lie down. Continue on breathing in and breathing out with the PLB breathing technique. Inhale from nose, exhale from mouth. Inhale, exhale from a straw. Inhale, exhale from a straw. Continue on looking at the spot on the wall. Look at the spot intensively and let this spot absorb your glance like you did earlier. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. And now call the first name of your twin flame softly. Call their name. Say their name with empathy and care. Breathe in, breathe out. Say the name of your twin flame with the intention of sending them a message that you hear them and you are always on their side. You stand by them and you are with them. Now return to your normal breathing. Keep on being with the spot on the wall. Keep on looking intensively at the spot of the wall. Start all over again. Call their name again with compassion and care, with respect and love, with warmth. And now feel full of warmth and love. Breathe in, breathe out, and call their name softly with understanding. When you reach the point to feel full of warmth and love and understanding for your twin flame, you can allow your eyes to close. Now stay in your current feeling and current body sensation and breathe normally. Stay for a while with yourself in this position. You can write your experience, your feelings, emotions, and body senses, and if you want your thoughts also, in a paper or in a journal. Now take a few moments, because we are going to the third exercise. It's the second exercise, basically, if we don't count PLB, breathing technique. And the exercise is going to the fifth dimension and meeting your twin flame. I will refer to the twin flame as they. Continue on sitting down or lying down in a comfortable place. And again, breathe in from nose, breathe out from mouth. Breathe in, breathe out. Again, breathe in from nose, long exhalation from mouth. And now find again that spot on the wall that you found earlier, and breathe in and breathe out normally. Again, let this spot absorb your glance. Look at this spot intensively. Now again, the PLP breathing technique. Breathe in from nose, breathe out from mouth. Breathe in, breathe out. As you continue looking at the spot on the wall, see with your mind's eye your twin flame. Look at your twin flame. Just look at how they are dressed. What clothes and colors do they wear? Look at their eyes. Look at their features, at their body. Observe them carefully. Breathe in, breathe out. While you observe your twin flame, keep a neutral and objective view as much as possible. Avoid being judgmental. Avoid making any statement, positive or negative or anything else. Just be neutral. Observe and watch them. Observe them carefully. Now watch them carefully at a deeper spiritual and mental level with your full focus and attention to them, and answer the questions. What do you think your person may feel in the here and now? Breathe in, breathe out, and take a moment to feel the answer. What is your person feeling? What is your twin flame feeling in the here and now? What do you think they may feel right now? Now concentrate on yourself. What do you feel in the here and now by looking at and feeling your person? So what do you feel when you are looking right now at your twin flame? What are your feelings while you are looking at them? Take some moments. Please write down your answer in a piece of paper according to the emotion wheel that it is in the previous slides, and pick the most pick the feelings and emotions you can see in the wheel. You can also describe some body sensations that you were having during the exercise, or some thoughts also, but definitely what you are feeling and what you felt that your twin flame was feeling while you were doing the exercise. Okay, you can, of course, if you haven't opened your eyes so far, now it is the moment. But I think you have already opened your eyes earlier. So now in this slide is my course in English. It is in Udemy, and here is the link, and it is also in Academy of Ancient Magic. These are the links. You can find them also in the description box. And these are my web pages. The first one, the Soul's Wisdom, is about inner awareness and twin flames coaching. And the second one, Stronger Every Day, is about counseling, mental health and relationship counseling. If you want to book a session with me, please send me an email at thesoulswisdom@yahoo.com. This concerns mostly for inner awareness and twin flames coaching. I didn't put the other email, but okay, you may, I mean about counseling. So if you want inner awareness and twin flames coaching, just send me here in the Soul's Wisdom at yahoo.com. Okay, thank you. Thank you very, very much. And see you in one of my next workshops. Stay blessed.